This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is after the toy show. Went to the now they're calling it the San Jose Super Toy Show instead of, I think they called it the Time Tunnel Super Toy Show before. It's the San Jose Super Toy Show. Ironically aired at the Santa Clara Convention Center this time. Yeah, so there's a about 40-minute long slide thing to follow. This is just the recap part. It's a video slideshow. Going to kill the audio, so you just hear the people. There was some music in the background in some places, people talking. We'll talk about that. Now I'm just going to show you the hall. Here we have a strange bag here containing what did it say? Timon Disney pin and an early Disney cat pin thing. Cat. I'm not sure what that is, but that's still cool. It's a Disney pin. It has little Disney markings on the back. Yeah. It looked obscure, so I wanted it. Anyway, so I have to get into marching cards. Now here we have he requested a Bumblebee, the third party, that as a joke. They didn't have it, but they did have these guys. Wait, they did have them. They have this. This is a Moon Racer or Chassis from Chas. The re-issue of Chas. An early issue of Chas. She's in the movie. There she is. Yeah. And that's Chas. It's a Transformer. It's Power of the Primes Moon Racer. This is. So we have Siege War for Cybertron Springer. The box was slightly damaged. It was a guy with a Prime. He had an Optimus Prime, one of those ones that talks and transforms on its own. We have one. I don't think he was selling that though. I think it was just a prop. And here we have the sort of scratched-looking Siege Springer. I think the gag that they rewrote will not be, in fact, the past of Springer, but rather the present. So it's kind of like a weird whole story arc. The Transformers lexicons is sort of space bridge fucking time space, screwing around with time and space. Yeah, that's cool. And back to the guy on the way out, because I did happen to see this guy, and I did not win the Theo contest, but this guy did. So I figured out where he was going to be. Life finds a way to win road rage. I didn't win road rage, I had to buy it, but it's road rage. It's actually basically an early version of Windblade. That's a rock shot, basically. There's a female on a track. Actually, it's just tracks and drag. Yes, it's tracks and drag. In the box. Yeah, so there we are. Springo on the other side. Road rage and tracks. Yeah, so recap. There's all the toys. Let's see what temporarily over here. We'll stay over there, but that's temporary. I don't think anybody else is in there. No. Okay, so yeah, brief recap stuff. The slideshow has done rendering. I can now watch it. So here we have the recap. They held it at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds. No, they didn't. They held it at the. I keep saying it because that's where it was for years. They held it where Baycon used to be held. They held it at the Santa Clara County Convention Center, next to Great America and Levi Stadium. I took some Uber there. So yeah, the Levi Stadium, and they had a line that was longer than any line that they've ever had at the show, except for maybe the one that probably the one that me and Tim and John or Mark's Cards went to. The line for that one was about that long. They just don't remember. That line was pretty long. So yeah, but we had an early bird. We got there. Came back. But yeah, this time I didn't have early bird, so I'm in this long line, hugely long line, for an hour. We were in that line for an hour, yeah, there were these two hillbilly looking dudes, bear hillbilly dudes, built like Tim but bigger, with 3%er stuff on. One of them had the size matters bullet shirt, and the other one had that flag one, which is disrespectful to the flag to make a fake version of the flag that's black and white. No, don't do that. It's disrespectful to the flag. Anyway, but then they have the guys in front were two NASCAR fans. Not once did they mention that Brandon thing. Not once. But the NASCAR guys did mention that they saw them throwing a race, some kind of game where they said the pace car was like slowing the other cars down or something, and he went on about how they were doing the race. And I don't know. I think it was NASCAR. Yeah, it wasn't Indy, because they had stock cars, and the pace car slowed down the car that they wanted to win. That seems a little fishy that would happen. And they slowed things down or something. Maybe he just didn't understand it. Maybe they cheated. Yeah, maybe they said, okay, this guy has more endorsements with the oil companies and stuff than the other guys do. So he gets to win. Yeah, so let him back off and let him win. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. It was like, yeah, if he's famous, he's famous. So they just do that. As for the other two guys that were talking about guns and stuff, Ukraine wars and stuff, and Afghanistan, yeah. They mentioned 10 years in Afghanistan not doing much. To which I commented, yeah, Afghanistan was a shit show. That was pointless. That's the last they said of that. We did not accomplish anything. They didn't like Afghanistan. They're making fun of it. That's a shit show. But yeah, it didn't work out too well. The Russians tried to hold Afghanistan for 20 years, and so did we. It didn't work. So, yeah. Now they'll probably try to hold Ukraine for 20 years. Anyway, it's just civil war down there, because Ukraine was originally part of the Soviet Union. One of the founding places of the Soviet Union. But yeah, 1,000 years before, Putin saying it's current is kind of silly. And it was part of the Soviet Union in the 90s, before it broke up. So that was fairly recent. So he kind of mixed up Viking history with, current history. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there weren't any arguments. Surprisingly enough, there was a consensus among the people in this hour-long line that after so long a time, everybody was getting stir crazy and had to go do something somewhere, to go to a convention, anything. So they were desperate to go to a convention. They were all masked up. They all had masks. They all had to show proof of vaccination, which was funny because clearly the dudes that were behind were 3%er type of militia types out of shape militia types that that clearly were not anti-vax, so they didn't have any vaccination cards. They didn't get to go in. They didn't have a card. They were like going around. They were like, "Oh yeah." After an hour-long wait, they're like, yeah, "You don't have a vaccination card. You can't go in." Well, oops. So they didn't end up going in. That's messed up. But yeah, that's the rule. So you have to have a vaccination card to go in. Maybe the next one they will have lighten it up a little bit and say like, okay, you can come and just wear a mask. Because there were probably 8,000 people in there. It was a super spreader event. Ha. I was wearing a mask and a funny cowboy hat. I was wearing this 2019 BBS shirt. So I was wondering who the guy with the bright 2019 BBS shirt was. And yeah, and the jacket and which is funny. Yeah, everybody was actually on their best behavior. It was weird. See, unlike political yahoos, well, kind of what happened is by saying the sellers and the people had to be vaccinated. Probably what was going on is none of the other ones that read it went. So the hostile ones didn't want to go, so they just weren't there. So basically, it was a free zone of just people buying and selling and trading toys for hours. And there was no problem with that. There wasn't even any problem with cell phone pictures. Take cell phone pictures. We're okay with that. Film video of it. Don't care. Yeah, we only did when there were actors in here. The previous one, when we had actors, we didn't want anyone filming the actors. That's all. You could totally film the toys. Yeah. Yeah, we want free advertising revenue for whatever comes in here to deal. That's fine. So yeah, there's 45 minutes of video. But yeah, we had to kill the audio though because there's some music in the background, and we'll go into that in a minute. But yeah, they have yes, this is just sort of a recap thing. Thoughts of the show. I understand they're going to do it again in a few months, but first, Fanime in May. Instead of, I think they're doing another one in May, but no, we're doing Fanime instead of this in May. And probably September or December for this. Again, I don't know about Silicon though. Silicon, it says to be announced on their website, and it's already March, so I'm wondering if they're going to have it. Because it doesn't sound like they're going to have it. It's already March. Fanime doesn't have, interesting guest star yet. However, going to Fanime is always fun. Because if they don't have a main star, they have me. I go there. There was Kal Kat. The Kal Kat was back. And the Transformer guy that was formerly Capital Comics was one corner in the back this time on the other side. The other guy, the Space Cat guy, was in the middle somewhere, and the other two are on the side. So it was funny. Yeah, they're still alive. So they survived the COVID. But yeah, so we have. Yeah, so they're still there. Space Cat's gone, but they're still there. And there was one guy that was commenting. Somebody brought a bootleg comic book and wanted him to appraise it. This one guy at the comic book guy, and he was all like, "Wait a minute, yeah, I can tell the side of this thing it's too modern looking on the side, and the barcode's not right. It's fake." So, oh no, it was totally fake. Yeah, there weren't as much bootleg videos and things either. There weren't as much of that. Yeah, so there wasn't the bootleg video person didn't care. So I filmed it. On the table last minute. Yeah, they really didn't care if you filmed it. They didn't. They didn't even care if their kids got in the shop. But we cut that out just because YouTube's gonna like right now or something. Even censored ET. They had a nude ET. We censored him so you can only see the top of his head. Because YouTube is being stupid. You know. Oh, there was a lady talking with, nobody really argued. There was a lady talking with another lady about buying up the Walmart versions of a specific toy and buying two so that you could open one. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it didn't help our eBay store back in the day to do stuff like that. Ended up keeping both of them as so yeah. Oh. Guess it's time to watch the slideshow then and go through the hour-long thing of that. Because I kind of recapped everything, showed the figures. This is the recap, is part of it, I guess. Let's go on to the, yeah, it was fine. We'll do more of them if we can. We're out of money now, again. So it's, yeah. Buy my books so that I can go to more toy shows. Buy my books over on Amazon. Then I can take the proceeds and go to more toy shows. We weren't sponsored by anybody. Well, not by Time Donald or anybody. But as for the most famous people, yeah. No, it wasn't. There was a guy that was a friend of Ralph McQuarrie that was there. It was interesting. Star Wars stuff, visual books and stuff. Because back in the day, Universal didn't keep any of that stuff. Neither did Fox TV. So what he did, so he made up some, like with permission, official books and stuff for the Star Wars collections of McQuarrie's artwork, which is cool. Ralph McQuarrie artwork. Yeah. But then Disney bought Star Wars, so they don't know where any of that stuff is. So yeah, there was a whole lot of Transformers, a whole lot of Funko Pops. Yeah, there was even a box of My Little Ponies at one point. There was the Pin Lady. It was probably the same Pin Lady, the one that John met years ago. So she's still alive. I must go over there and buy pins from her. Looks to be about maybe 84 at this point. But yeah, it's probably somewhere around there. But yeah, she's probably an ex-Disney employee, would be my guess. She just has a bunch of stuff that's like really obscure, like direct from Disney stuff that only like an ex-person who's actually there would know. I suppose you could ask. I didn't ask. She'd be like, oh yeah. I suppose if you asked her, she'd probably tell you, but I didn't ask her. She'd probably say something like, oh yeah, I used to work at the like Disney store stuff. That's where I get the overstock from. Way back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. She totally did, yeah. Like the knick-knack stores and stuff. Like, yeah, got a connection. But yes, well, maybe she actually secretly puts on a mask and robs the Disney store there. No. No. The ladies are like, stick them up. I want some of those Disney knickknacks. Everybody, yeah, it was, yeah, and of course some of the convention guys reproduced, and there were at least several offspring from convention people there. Ew. Well, the guy that I bought the Springer from was concerned a bit that I noticed that the box was damaged. And I was all like, oh, what are you saying? Oh. I was like, no, because the box is damaged, I want $5 off. The box is damaged, I can't sell it. I can just open it. Okay. Here's it for $5 left. Yeah, I can't sell it. I gotta open it. Which is what I would do anyway. And oddly enough, there was another Springer there, that same model, and its box was damaged too. At another seller. Anyway, so Springer and Road Rage. Road Rage is hard to get because it's a Target one, and they don't have a lot of them out there. They had a lot of. They had a mirror shattered glass blur from one of the conventions too. I didn't want them. They had the jet fires with different wings and stuff. And in one scene, you'll see that. One of them was an 85, and one of them was a 84. They had jet fires. Yes, they did. Somebody was actually looking for jet fires. There was a lady looking for jet fires. She found them. Yeah, there was let's see who else was looking for. Yeah, so there wasn't. So let's go on to the slideshow. So it's a time to tell toy and show. Playing and we'll go back. Okay, and action. And it's action. We are and action. Let's do that again. And action. And is it playing? Yeah. Okay, it's playing. Yeah, we'll go from here. Yeah. So here we are on the line. Let's do that again. I want to have the camera on 40 minutes. Let's see if we can do this again here. Action. Alright, so, yeah, this is the Super Toy San Jose show and fair at the Convention Center Santa Clara. And this is the beginning of this long line as I went around the corner. And I'm going to just narrate what I'm looking at. And it doesn't matter. Ah, there's Cowpoke. He was there. Like Cowpoke was at the convention. There he is. I was Cowpoke. So there, I was there. I was the only famous one there, turns out. Yeah. So, except for the McQuarrie guy who come in later. Corey's friend. And here we have directly in front. Well, there's him again. The directly in front guys were the NASCAR guys. I didn't really film the 3%. I think I might have shot them. There they are. Yeah, they probably didn't want to be filmed because they probably think the government's out to get them. Anyway, yeah, I didn't record all of the ridiculous line. I just recorded bits of it here and there. Yeah, because you don't want to see all that. So there's like trimmed it off. Yeah. And now we are in the dealer's room. This is a room that's been redone. They redid the room at the convention center to make it bigger. It's the room adjacent to the one where they had the bird person from Phantom years ago, the aviary person. It's adjacent to that one. This is the room where they had the other author. So that's cool. So sometimes they'd have another convention going on when BayCon was going on. So it's been a long time since BayCon was there. We've been doing Phantom for years, but here we have ironically, we've been doing Phantom. Stories who introduce us to Phantom aren't going to Phantom. Maybe this year. We'll see. So here we have, some interesting. There's a Wolverine legend. The Marvel Legends are fairly new. They're like 10 years ago, roughly. So they're not going to be too high priced. Nothing was terribly high priced actually, despite the inflation of other products that are not collectible toys. The collectible toys were not too high priced, which was cool. I thought that all of the all the modern stuff was not too bad. Some nice MonsterVerse stuff up there. Yeah, So we have X-Men comics from the 90s, it would appear to be. So otherwise they wouldn't have put the labels directly on the board and back like that. Sometimes you get a dealer that just wants to sell their room, basically. they get rid of their room. There's another later one. I said, "Save my marriage because we sell our collectibles." This is somebody that said that earlier on the signboard. But here we have various Star Wars pins and collectibles and pretend money from various things, like just a Betty Boop dollar there. Assuming that's play pretend stuff and not anything anybody could use. A lot of those little cool buttons and pins, and they actually had that melted Garfield that Phelan Portis did. There's a brief shot of the melted Garfield. I think did I get that one? I think it's in the back. But yeah, somebody had one. Somebody had a Teddy Ruxpin too, but the box was messed up. Here we have, but this is that melted Garfield from the Garfield movie. It looked horrible. Apparently, it looked like that in person. It wasn't actually a bootleg or anything. It just looked horrible. So here we have a Fantasyland thing. Oh yeah, Snake Mountain, the most phallic snake robot thing, the castle. Snake Mountain. I think that's probably actually a reissue from the Classics line. But those old G.I. Joe things looked legit from way back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, the newer stuff. Yeah, they have an interesting collection, combination things going on here. We have sort of, cars and then other trinket stuff with it. I wonder how many people, and everybody was nice. It was exceedingly nice. We got a click for a few. Oh well. Oh well. There's some classic guys there, and it's sideways. Why don't we leave that in? That's funny. You just kind of tilt your head to watch the Glick here. How did I do that? Well, it is the guy at the end there. It's the former time tunnel guy. Still a time tunnel guy. A bunch of G1 Transformers. So this thing is entirely turned sideways. And then I noticed it. We should probably just keep that in there. That's kind of funny. Unless it goes on for longer than this. It would kind of suck if it did. The Transformers, the Word thing. Fortunately, let's just leave it. Fortunately, I did turn it straightways here to do the rest. We can fix the leak or cut it out. We have I suppose if you're really anal about that, we can go back and fix that. I might be anal about it. Let's pause this.